We live in a society that tells us who to be, what to do, and how to behave. And if you don't fit in that box, you don't belong. Well, I say we challenge that because I believe that we were created to be unique individuals with a unique purpose. We all have something different to bring to the table, and we can all learn from each other if we're just willing to take the time to listen. Welcome to the Unavoidable podcast, where true connection happens when we stop avoiding the hard stuff. I'm your host, Caitlin Childs. Pull up a seat and let's see what we can learn from today's guest. Hello and welcome back.
Wait, are we looking at the camera or are we looking at each other?
You can do whatever you would like.
All right, I guess.
Are you done micromanaging? Are we settled?
I guess.
This is my brother, Elliott. He likes to tell me how to do things.
This is what I do to her all the time.
Quite literally all the time. So Elliott's joining me on the podcast this month. And he claims I did not tell him enough information before we got started. So I'm going to recap this for him. Even though I told you this 2 seconds ago.
This is new information. I'm learning it with the rest of you.
They already know.
Okay.
This podcast.
Y'all know more than I do then.
Oh, my word. Okay. We're going to get through this. I promise. This month, this season on the podcast, we're talking about strengths and weaknesses. Okay.
Okay.
And so we're kind of breaking down the idea that society tells us we need to be one way. We don't need to be one way because we were made to be individuals. So we're discovering what makes us individuals and how that works together in harmony.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm with you.
May we continue?
Yes. I'll allow it.
I'll allow it. So I'm going to ask you, what would you consider to be your strength? Because I have one in mind, but I want to know what you're going to say.
My strength.
Like the biggest one that pops out to you.
The biggest one that pops out to me would probably be, I think I'm a people person.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you had?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like for people to feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how I do that, I mean, it's different for every person, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's one of my strengths.
Yeah. So I would almost define it as like favor. Like you have this favor with people and you're also like irritatingly good at things. No Ashley's in the corner nodding her head.
No comment, but
no, because
that has
literally
been stated before.
I remember being in either middle school or early high school, and we got I don't remember if it was ping pong or air hockey. It was one of the two. I'm pretty sure it was the ping pong table.
Ping pong.
We got a ping pong table for Christmas. And I said, oh, I'm going to practice this and I'm going to crush him.
No chance.
I literally spent hours practicing. And I finally felt like, all right, I've done it. I have worked myself up. I'm going to crush him. And so I challenged you to a match. And it was like not even fair. Like demolished me within the first 15 seconds. It was stupid and frustrating. But you've always had that ability to be like just ridiculously good at everything you do, including making friends, which was something that was a foreign concept to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously a kind of a God-given like personality trait, I guess.
Yeah.
But yes, I have had that ability.
Yeah.
And,
so you would agree that it comes like naturally to you.
I think more so than it probably does for other people.
Yeah.
Because introverts aren't going to
ding, 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 ding.
Go out and, put themselves out there to make new friends.
Yeah.
And I say that, but I don't think, like, I'm definitely more extroverted than other people.
Yeah.
But when I walk into a room and there's new people there, I'm not going to just go up to somebody and like, hey, I'm Elliott and I want to be your friend. It's
Yeah.
like, I'll sit back. And if somebody comes up to me, then
Yeah.
I'm open to, you know.
You tend to also have this ability to like know how to joke with people in a way that they'll receive it, which is something I do not have. I'll crack a joke and people will stare at me like, what is wrong with you?
You have a cricket button over there.
I do. I don't know which one it is. But like I remember one time we went out to eat with your friends because I didn't have very
didn't have
many
any.
friends of my own. So I always tagged along with your friends. We went out to eat and then there was a Starbucks next door and you were like, you want a coffee? And we go over to the Starbucks and no one was at the counter because it was kind of late at night. And there was a bell and you kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, like irritatingly ringing this bell. And the woman came up and you just gave her this smile and like dinged it one more time. And she thought it was so precious and so funny. I'm like, if I had done that,
You would have gotten kicked out of the
yes,
Starbucks.
like they would have hated me and said, we never want to see you again. So you've always had that ability, as far as can remember, that like you just know how to read people
Yeah.
and know how to like get them to like you.
I feel like this is turning into like tooting your own horn kind of thing.
What, me?
No, me talking about this too.
You're not talking about it. I'm talking about it.
Still.
But I mean, you have to recognize your strengths because you
Yeah,
also have
I get that.
weaknesses.
Yeah.
But you got to recognize how that plays a role in how you relate to other people
Yeah.
and your community around you, I think. So that's where we're trying to go with this. It is not to stroke your ego, I promise.
Okay.
But I do think that you've always had that ability. It's something that's been innate in you from the beginning. So, was there ever a point where you felt like, I don't know, like maybe you had wished you were good at other things, or you felt like it wasn't something that served you well?
I don't think so. Um, I can't remember a specific instance or time that I was like, man, I wish people didn't like me. So, I mean, again, this is like, I feel like
Yeah.
I'm like, well, everybody loves me. But um, I don't know.
I mean, you have had instances where you couldn't get everybody to like you, but like for the most part, that's been solid in your life. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
So there hasn't really been a time in your life where you like would wish that away or wish that you were better at something else. But how do you feel like that served you as like on into adulthood? Because of course, when you're in high school and stuff, like everybody likes to be liked, but actually going out into the real world, how has that skill and that strength shaped your adult life?
Um, I think one thing in being able to kind of adapt around people or make people feel comfortable is like growing up, I don't feel like adults saw me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like
Same.
when I would be hanging out with dad and we'd be doing whatever, whether it was playing golf or
Yeah.
whatever we were doing. Even if there were other adults there, it wasn't like, oh, Elliott's here. Like we have to change
Yeah.
who we are or how we act around him. And I'm not saying that they were terrible people and shouldn't
Yeah.
have been doing things around a kid, but it's
Right.
like I don't
They
feel
didn't
like I
have to
was ever looked
change.
down on because I was young,
Yeah.
So that definitely helped, and it helped my maturity and in being able to be around people that were older
Yeah.
and experience those things. I guess I don't know. That's a weird way to put it, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Um, as far as how it's helped me in my adult life, um, I feel like it's allowed me to put myself in positions. I guess the main thing I'm thinking about is work.
Yeah.
Like I've been at my job for, it'll be 13 years in March.
Yeah.
And I started at the lowest position, and just putting myself around people of authority
Yeah.
and being myself and being, you know, someone that they could be comfortable around and someone that they could count on, I guess, in
Yeah.
certain situations has allowed me to really, work my way up through the company to the position I'm in today, which isn't at like the top of the food chain, but I
Yeah.
mean, I've made some pretty good steps in what I've done. So I think that's probably the biggest benefit that I have gotten out of it.
So I would say if someone were to ask me like if you were a confident person, I would say you're confident and you're comfortable in yourself, but I would not say that you think that you're like God's gift to earth.
Yeah.
Like you're not the type of person to be like I'm the best, I'm the greatest and have this like prideful way of carrying yourself, but yet you do maintain this level of confidence that I think has stemmed from people just like you and you're
Yeah.
aware of it. So, how do you manage, like, how do you toe that line where it's like you have this confidence and there's a sureness of yourself, but you're not letting it step into this prideful area?
Well, I think it's because I know that I have plenty of weaknesses too. It's
Yeah.
like I know I'm not a perfect person,
Yeah.
nor do I try to put that out that I am, I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
But you also don't go around being like, I suck.
no, I don't.
So, like, you're not like I suck and you're not like I'm
Well, and the
awesome.
reason I
So,
laugh, the reason I laugh about that, and again, this is going to sound so conceited, is because I do just naturally pick things up. Like,
yeah.
so I guess to me, I feel like if there is something that I think I'm not as good at, then I'll just figure out how to be better at it.
Yeah.
And not necessarily better than somebody else, just
Right.
better than I
You're just
was when I
not in
started.
competition with anybody else. You're just
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it.
yeah, maybe that's the difference. Because I'm asking for myself because it fascinates me because I don't get it. I'm always like, I'm a garbage person, and I've had to kind of push past that and actually step into confidence without becoming that, like, thinking you're awesome and all
Well,
of that.
and I don't know if this is the episode to get into this, but I kind of feel like that stems from childhood.
Yeah.
And I want to start by saying we did not have a bad childhood.
No, we
Like,
didn't.
we were very fortunate. Um, but I think that part of that was I was the first child.
Yeah.
And not that they put me on a pedestal as the first child, but it was like because I was able to pick things up quickly and
Yeah.
had all the sports and stuff going on, and you were a middle child. I don't know. There's no good way to put it. It's just like,
I was not those things. I was not athletic. We can just say it. I
okay,
was not athletic.
we're speaking truth here.
I was that's accurate. Like I was not into sports because I didn't care to be competitive. That just wasn't in my nature. If somebody like when I was playing basketball, if they wanted the ball from me, I was like, if you want it that bad,
Yeah,
my gosh, have
take
it.
it.
Like
I
I
don't
don't
need it. You can have
care.
it.
We can share. But then I wasn't the type to go out and make all the friends. I just wanted to sit with my books and my Barbies and be in my own little world.
Yeah,
And that was who I was.
yeah. And I think because as society, there's no, we can compare if somebody is good at a sport.
Yeah.
There's no comparison for,
For
a
somebody
kid
who
that
just
wants to
likes to
go
read.
sit and
Yeah.
read their books.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're a bad human.
Yeah.
It's just you're not going to get the accolades
Yeah.
and the praise
The recognition.
for snuggling your teddy bear and reading whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, So I think
Exactly.
that's probably bringing this all the way back around. I think that's probably where the personality differences
Yeah.
come in.
It's a societal thing. Societal
We'll
pressures.
blame it on society.
That's what society.
Society sucks.
Yeah. So I definitely think that our childhoods did play a role in it. And it wasn't like we were treated incredibly different or
Mm-mm.
anything like that. Like our parents both spent time with us.
Mhm.
We were in a comfortable home. We all loved each other. It wasn't terrible by any means. It
No.
was just shaped differently because of our different
Well, and two, I think
personalities.
that's made us who we are today. So it's
Yeah.
not a
Yeah.
bad thing.
Yeah, it's definitely life has humbled me, I will say. So when you have this strength of like people, not people pleasing, people attracting, I guess,
Yeah.
then that helps you make friends, obviously.
Yeah.
Would you say that it helps you maintain friends?
It helps you maintain a lot of acquaintances
Mm.
more so than true friendships.
So has that been a struggle for you?
Yeah, I guess. And not to say that I don't have like my
Yeah.
main
Right.
friends, like core friends, but um I definitely have and have had a lot of acquaintances. A lot
Yeah.
of, I mean, even people that you would, I say acquaintances, but even people that you would call a friend,
Yeah.
but the relationship's not
It's
there.
surface level.
It's surface level.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of that. Um, and I think that does have a lot to do with the people attracting or whatever you called it.
Attracting people like a magnet.
um, but I think that has a lot to do with it. It's like, yes, I can be a chameleon and be
Yeah.
what you need me to be a friend,
Yeah.
or I can be what somebody else needs for me to be a friend, and that might be two different things.
Right.
But how deep does that friendship go?
Yeah.
And that is something that I have struggled with, I guess, in really trying to maintain actual, true, meaningful friendships.
Yeah.
So
I feel
it's a
like I've
blessing
had,
and a curse
I've had the opposite problem where I have deep friendships that
with
last.
two people.
Yeah, exactly. That last a lifetime. But it's like, well, if that one disappears, then I'm
Yeah,
screwed.
yeah.
So
I have no plan B.
I really don't. So it's been unfortunate that my husband's like my best friend because he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He's stuck with
You're
me.
stuck with one. You will always have one.
Yeah, yeah. Until we're old, and I don't want to think about that. But
don't worry about that yet.
yeah, but I did struggle with like meeting new people, and that was one thing I was talking about with Mr. Frank in his episodes was I just do not it does not naturally come to me to talk to people and to be like, "Hey, what's up?" or speak to them or, because a lot of it comes from insecurity where I've always been like, "Oh, I'm just so focused on what they think of me and are
Mhm.
they going to like me? Am I going to be rejected?" Because a lot of times in childhood, because I was so introverted, I was rejected.
Yeah.
And so I think that has hindered my ability to put myself out there. But I always admired that had no fear of that. Like, just put yourself out there, and if people didn't like you, you were like, "Well, you can be wrong." but but
Everybody's
never
entitled to their wrong opinion.
but never let it get to your head. Just like, "Well, oh well." And I never felt like I had that ability growing up. So
Yeah.
it's
I don't know what to say.
it's fascinating is what it is. And I've always thought that was cool that you and Jesse both have that.
Yeah.
So I'm sandwiched between it, and it's like, where did I come from to have this? Like,
You ended up right where you were supposed to be.
I know I did.
So
I know I did. It was just,
we're all molded in different ways.
yeah, it was just wild growing up. It was wild out there.
Yeah.
So, well, in the next episode, we're going to talk about weaknesses.
Dum dum dum.
I wish I had a button for that too. But I appreciate you coming on here.
Yeah.
And
Glad to be here.
yeah, y'all tune in for
Maybe next time
episode.
I'll get the Cliff Notes before we start.
No, you won't. Because we're not planning anything spontaneous. But y'all tune in next time. We're going to talk to Elliott for 2 more episodes, starting with weaknesses.
Dum dum dum.
And then we'll round it all out in the 3rd episode. So check back in with us then. If you enjoyed today's episode and you want to connect further, you can head over to yourfriendcaitlin.com. That's yourfriend, CAITLIN.com. There you can find all of my social media links, get updated on what's new, and even check out some of my books that can help you learn even further. Check back with us next time. See you then.